According to historian Gerald Mass, Charles Chaplin is the greatest film artist in motion picture history. He is to the movies what Shakespeare is to the drama. Charlie Chaplin had a wide-ranging acting ability and was able to surprise audiences with his new way of thinking. Chaplin was able to introduce his new clever way of thinking into his comedy in ways audiences hadn't yet seen. He was clever and inventive through all of his films. Chaplin had a specific vision for what he wanted to show the world and was able to do that through acting in and writing 88 different films, some of which he directed. Chaplin's character, the Little Tramp, could be recognized almost instantly to audiences of his time. All he needed was his mustache, big shoes, and waddling walk. One example is when he was an escaped convict in The Adventurer. He is wearing a striped jail outfit, but is still recognizable without his hat, cane, or tight vest. A second example is when Chaplin is two different characters in The Dictator. He is dressed as his normal tramp outfit for one character and the other dressed in a Nazi uniform. The audience is still able to recognize Chaplin as playing both parts. The Little Tramp character is one of the reasons Charlie Chaplin was such an influential figure in film history. He was able to use this character over and over again to express his comedic ideas that influence audiences and comedies today. His clever gags and way of surprising the audience led to his success and entertained audiences through all of his films.
Andre Bazin wrote a lot about Chaplin's influence on film history and comedy. Though Bazin still is able to use his critiquing eye on Chaplin's work, Bazin was not generally a fan of using repetition to create comedy. He refers to the idea as a mechanical cramp and an unfortunate inclination of Charlie Chaplin's. Although these descriptions seem quite negative and have literally painful connotations, Bazin believes that Chaplin actually uses this technique in a way that adds to his film in a positive way. Bazin says that Chaplin's use of this unfortunate inclination always serves him well. Bazin's example of this is in Chaplin's Modern Times. Here Chaplin is seen tightening bolts over and over again. When he gets distracted, the assembly line continues to move, so Chaplin must then run backwards to the start and do the same thing once more. Bazin also points out that Chaplin uses technique in less obvious ways as well, like he does in Easy Street. As Bazin notes, there is a scene in which Chaplin's enemy, the Big Tough, is chasing him around the room, and the character finds himself on opposite sides of a bed. They each move up and down their own sides for a while, as if they continue the process forever and never face any danger. Chaplin is able to change the audience's perceptions of time by repeating an event or a rhythm, and he gets away with this because none of these events have any long-term lasting effects. The assembly line will get done regardless of Chaplin's antics. Chaplin will inevitably survive his fight with the Big Tough as he always evades danger. Furthermore, in Chaplin's Shoulder Arms, there is a scene about 23 minutes into the film in which Chaplin is dressed as a tree to keep himself safe during a battle. Every time someone comes into view, Chaplin freezes in a tree-like pose, and every time someone gets close enough to threaten his safety, he hits them over the head until they pass out. This constant repetition and predictability works to create comedy yet again. Other more current television shows and films now use Chaplin's technique as well. It has become a classic staple of comedy. One which does this often is Seth MacFarlane's television series, Family Guy. In this scene, Peter is trying and struggling to open blinds. He performs the same act pulling on the strings for about 30 seconds, as if the outcome will change. Seth MacFarlane is able to pull off dragging this out because this does not have any kind of lasting effect on the episode of Peter's future. MacFarlane also likes to use this technique over the several episodes, not just in one particular scene. For example, several various episodes of Family Guy feature a maid named Consuela. She is seen repeating the phrases, "No."
Can I get some covers over here?
No, you fat, keep you warm.
And Lemon Pledge.
And what exactly are your demands?
We need more lemon pledge.
You need more lemon pledge.
Yes.
Or spraying a spray bottle. The fact that every time we see Consuela, she is doing one of the same things she always does adds comedy to the show. Audience love predictability, so the knowledge that Consuela will do what she does is comforting to an audience. Another instance in which Chaplin's repetition techniques is used is in the film Forrest Gump. There's a part when Bubba tells Forrest all the different ways in which people eat shrimp.
Kebabs, shrimp Creole, shrimp gumbo, pan fried, deep fried, stir fried. There's pineapple shrimp, lemon shrimp,
He speaks in the
coconut
same
shrimp,
canons and rhythm,
shrimp,
listing them out.
shrimp soup,
This repetition of rhythm and action feels similar to Chaplin's assembly line.
shrimp and
The
potatoes,
same thing happens
some
over and
burgers,
over at the same rate and
sandwich.
pace. Even Jimmy Fallon uses this technique on The Tonight Show. A great example is his thank you note segment, where he writes silly thank you notes to various people or objects.
Thank you, corn hanging from a door, for letting me know it's fall. And thank you, corn hanging from a doorknob, for letting me know a scarecrow is hooking up inside. There you go. Just let me know, dude.
No, man.
Just let me know. Scarecrow.
Hey.
What's up, man? How's it hanging, dude? He's like,
He speaks in the same rhythmic pattern for each one, and he begins with the same overly dramatic hand motion. Even his band plays the same music each time. Bazin claims that Chaplin's repetition technique works to create comedy because he is able to affect time through rhythm and create predictability. He says this is acceptable because none of the circumstances where this happens have any kind of lasting impact on characters. This holds true in modern comedy as well, as it is commonly used both in film and television.
Ah! Ah!
Oh, God, I love it. Oh, God, that hurt a little, but I'm all right.
Chaplin's comedic style lives on today through the continued use of his genius techniques.